every +6, every pig. This is AFL Fantasy Live with the Traders. Now, here are your hosts, Roy, Calvin, and Warnie.
G'day, we're the Traders. Thanks to Sportsbet, I'm Roy, Coach Destroy, and I'm here with Warnie.
Coach of the Wanderers.
And Calvin.
Coach of Calvinator, and I am dreading.
Are you dreading?
Big night.
He's excited.
Yes.
He loves the carnage.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Do you know, not why I like it, why it's there. It's just something, content for us. We go far out week after week. There's something there to think about.
There is.
The rucks this week, amazing. So, Cal, we've got the big one, Brody Grundy.
Yep.
And then we've also lost today, ex-Eri.
Guess how I heard him pronounced today? Zeri.
We've probably called him that along the journey anyway.
We
I
would
reckon.
have, but still, everyone knows it's ex-Eri.
Then we've got Luke Jackson, who's out health and safety protocols.
Correct.
Good for Max. Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
Bloody
I don't know
good
if
for
his
Max.
numbers are that good. I think his numbers are actually better with Jackson.
Nah, look,
Anyway.
come on. This is going to be a whole new beast.
Could be a bloodbath.
Don't even worry, he's already gone early with the bar.
Could be, who else is
everywhere.
out then?
So,
Fitnet,
Mr. Worldwide,
Worldwide.
even Jack Hayes.
Jack Hayes, yep.
So if people are
ACL.
looking for him, there are the 5 rucks that are missing this week.
Massive.
It's huge.
Oh, and Big
Look,
Boy McAvoy. And don't forget,
been out a while
and don't
now.
forget Tim English was there last
last
week as
week.
another big
And
one.
Roy, your mate, Hugh Dixon.
Dixon, Calf.
Oh,
Unbelievable scenes. You said Darcy as well, didn't you?
I haven't said Darcy.
Oh,
That's-
Sean Darcy's
that's
out with
massive.
concussion.
So did he play last
Imagine
week?
some draft leagues
Yeah,
this
I think
weekend.
so.
Some draft
Wow.
leagues.
Oh, yeah,
What
you-
that's looking
you
like.
could.
There will be donuts.
Oh, 100%
for
there'll be
multiple
donuts.
teams
Yep.
in draft leagues.
So isn't it funny? Rucks, we usually have 2 in our squad
Yeah.
Yes.
at any given time for the whole year.
Yep.
1 out, 1 in at
Yep.
best. All of a sudden, we've got up to 5 in our team at a time.
Yeah.
Then next minute, they're jumping into each other and they're all out.
Knee on knee.
Knee on knee.
I've been calling for this for years.
Yeah.
What?
3 bench ruck spots. Right? And Dog was like, no, you only ever need 1. They're not going to get injured.
We just need to make all rucks DPP, ruck forward.
You know what
Yep.
we need? Jump ball. What's wrong with a little bit of a jump ball?
Yes.
Foot up to the line, mate.
Yep.
I think I'm done with
Protect your knee.
the bounce, though, to be honest. I reckon it does.
Just let it go.
Start of the quarter.
Wherever it goes.
Well, would that be better? Because
Yeah.
they can't judge where they're going, so then the knees.
Yeah, you're not going to be clashing because she's all over the place.
Yeah.
You seen them try to bounce it?
They're hopeless.
It's unbelievable.
They suck.
The only place it's not going is straight up.
Yeah.
So
they're
rucks,
no banging knees.
rucks are bad. Now, our mate Mitch Cleary also reported
Mitch
today.
sent shivers through
Didn't
the
he ever?
fantasy community.
George Hewitt, Super Huey, may not be so super.
Nah.
Calf,
Nah.
apparently. A corked calf.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Will he
Roy.
be right?
Who'd it keep out last week?
Danger.
Yeah, Huey's fine.
Jaden's just mentioned in the chat there some other rucks. Reeves and Hickey are also injured at the moment. It's crazy, actually, how many
Reed,
rucks are out.
Hickey, McElroy.
Do you know what, though? Do you know what I must admit I did notice? There is a couple of rucks at the moment that they're going up with no form other than it's obvious they've been instructed just to make contact with their opposition ruck. And they're doing it with their knee. If the other one does it at the same time, what's going to hit? Your knees.
Yes.
Exactly.
So it's all about technique if you want longevity in the game.
Roy, what?
I don't know.
Longevity.
Long time.
Yeah. That's a big word.
Is it a word?
Yeah.
Longevity.
I reckon. Longevity. No.
I've heard longevity.
Yeah, from me. Oh, that's where I heard it.
Oh, wow.
We could
write
write you
our
might
own
have spelled it
dictionary.
right. That's a thing.
I could spell that. It should be a word.
Yeah. I think it should be a word.
It's not. It will be.
So anyway, at the moment, going into this, the 3 of us have got our Grundy and Xeri.
I'm on fire with these
Catch
things.
Roy. Yes, it's become night time here at York Park, and we're getting the bugs in. Cow, you haven't fixed those windows yet.
No, I
Did you
haven't.
see someone got a screenshot of my man down?
Yes, when you got hit by the mock.
That's good. All right. So we'll have the teams coming very shortly, but at the moment, so we've got Grundy and Xeri.
Yep.
They'll both be going out of our sides.
They
so
will.
Yep.
if George Hewitt was out, do we have cover?
Yes, of course we've got cover.
I've got great cover.
We've got,
Paddy McCartan.
Cow, he's out as well.
That's
Look, we've got a top 6 defender currently sitting in our midfield.
Yeah.
We do.
We can just pop him back there straight away for Huey because we're going to have cover in our midfield. There'll be someone sitting there on the bench.
Agree.
Could be McComb or
And he's definitely playing. So
Greg
Sorry?
Clark, if he comes in for you this week.
Clarkey. Yeah, so we are going to be able to cover it.
Yep.
but it's getting thin.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think we need to worry about Super Huey.
Oh, no, I don't think we do either.
No.
Don't ever take the word super lightly. Super is a real word.
Yeah. You don't say Super Dangerfield.
No.
Never.
No.
And no one's ever said that in a sentence.
Super Huey doesn't have calves, has cows. They don't get hurt.
Cows don't get hurt.
No.
I'm with you.
Calvin Ada does.
I'm very confident that he's going to be fine.
How much carnage are we going to get? Because
So will it
we've
be more
already
than what we've
a
heard?
lot.
Yeah.
If you've heard this much early,
Teams are in, Dog.
there's a few secret bombs that always drop.
Yeah, and look at Dog over there. He's just sick.
He must feel well
You know
placed.
what I don't like?
If he's laughing about it,
Yeah.
he feels well placed.
This is, Roy, you get a few people rolled up when you do this.
What?
Right, let's go. Teams.
talking.
Friday night footy, 8:10 p.m. start in the east, because that's 6:10 over there in the west, because it's West Coast and Richmond. Greg Clark is in for his debut, 190k midfielder. We've been waiting for him.
Yep.
And as soon as he came in, we wanted to get him straight away.
Yep.
Might be next week for a lot of us, though, now.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
So he's in, had a couple of 90s in the waffle, couple of just good tackle games. He's going to be fine.
The thing is, too, he's got a ceiling. He's hit 150
Oh, yeah.
multiple
Yeah.
times in the
Yeah.
waffle is real league.
Yes.
McGovern and SPS are the other ins there. Bailey Williams is out injured, so another ruck down.
Gosh.
So, Elliot Yeo out injured. Luke Foley's out with health and safety protocols, and Zach Langdon omitted. For Richmond, Dylan Grimes, Ivan Soldo, Kane Lambert, Maurice Rioli, and Sydney Stack are the ins. So the outs here, we've got Jack Ross omitted, Parker omitted, Mansell omitted. Robbie Tarrant's been managed along with Trent Cotchin, and Thompson Dow is out injured.
No
Now-
Dixon for me. I was hoping I'd get a
No,
bit of
and-
Dixon action.
In the ruck, they're using West Coast have, you could say his name for me.
Who have they named?
That real funny name that I can't
Stranatica.
say. Stranatica.
I've been
He's
working
there.
on it, Cal.
Stranatica was good.
He's their number one ruck this week.
He's a good player.
Is he value? Get him as a cheap option.
He is.
No, don't
So
be
he's
sicko.
I'll tell you what, that's a tough matchup going against
Geelong.
Nank and Soldo.
Geelong and Freo, no changes for Geelong, which means no Patrick Dangerfield back in after being laid out with soreness.
Cork calf.
I knew it.
Right.
See, that's not super
Freo.
Huey territory.
Nah, it's not.
Tracy and Meek are in, so that's because Darcy's out with a concussion. Tabernar, the hammy, and Banfield's been omitted. Where's our mate Nathan O'Driscoll?
He is named in the forward pocket.
Pocket.
Hey.
Jeez, he bounces around the ground.
He
where
loves
He
gets
does.
named.
We'll take it. We need it.
All right, Adelaide and GWS, the Crows, up and about, didn't make any changes. But for the Giants, Cooper Hamilton to make his debut. 190k, is he mid-forward,
Mid-forward?
Cal?
Cooper Hamilton, mid-forward, correct.
So Jesse Hogan is back in. So the outs there, our mate Steamy
come
has
on.
been omitted. Matt
What?
DeBoer was a Medi sub, and Tanner Bruin has been omitted. So again, Flynn stays in there with Bruce. Not that it really made a difference last week, despite you
not.
hoping so, Roy. Geez, that was sick.
I love
action by
Bruce.
you.
He's in my team. He's
All
my
right.
ruckman.
Yeah.
What's he talking about? If you're going to stitch
All
me
the,
up,
all
dog,
the
at least...
off-air stuff, Destroy, it's coming out if you keep stitching me up.
What's he talking about?
That AFL record there on the weekend. Now,
yeah, sorry.
Melbourne and Hawthorn are the 4:35 games. So our health and safety protocols there, Jackson, Keziah Pickett and Harrison Petty, as well as Tom Sparrow. So they're the four out. So
I thought Bowie would have got it for sure.
no, too small. Can't get it if you're that low to the ground.
Kids can't get it.
In the red air.
Doesn't
Oh,
hurt the
repellent. Jack Viney, Jake Lever and Tom McDonald come in. For Hawthorn, we've got the debut of our North Lonnie boy.
Yeah, come
Jackson
on.
Callow,
Yeah, go,
190k forward. And Lockie Bramble is back in after he was injured to start the season. So, big rookie out here is Josh Ward, but it was time to sell anyway, I reckon, for a lot of people if you haven't done it yet.
Yeah, but
Managed.
people have got bigger things
Yeah,
to do
exactly,
than to
yeah.
worry
You don't
about
really
this.
want that.
Actually, that's big.
Yes.
They did not need that
No,
this
did
week.
not.
Denver
need
Granger Barras is out managed and Finn McGuinness is omitted. St Kilda and Port Adelaide. So Paddy Ryder comes back in and Tom Campbell does. That's because Rowan Marshall is out.
Another ruck.
That
Another ruck.
Corky has turned into a week out.
Oh,
now.
that's
With Jack
horrible.
Hayes as well.
That's horrible luck.
Yep.
Oh, Dimples doesn't think so.
Oh, look at
Oh,
him.
well, this is why you could probably play old mate on field.
Who?
Hayes, Sam Hayes for Port Adelaide.
Oh, yeah.
Only up against Ryder. Obviously, Ryder's very good.
Ryder's very good.
Ryder and Campbell, so they're still going with a two-ruck.
Yeah,
game,
they
though.
are.
So that's the thing. Lena has been
Campbell.
omitted.
Hayes
getting
plucked out of the
smashed.
bleachers.
Port Adelaide didn't get any didn't make any changes apart from
going well.
Lockie Jones omitted. Who was their Medi sub last week? I can't remember who that was now.
No one cares.
I thought they had a bit of a need for speed.
So,
he would have been.
Meady hasn't even been named as an emergency,
Have
boys.
mercy. Played all right too.
Carlton and North Melbourne. We've got their outs. No, he's not. So he's not out. Super Huey, Roy.
Yeah, I told you.
No, he's fine.
Setterfield omitted, Cottrell omitted, Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide out injured,
hurts.
Parks injured, and Jordan Boyd has been omitted. So coming in, Silvani, Stocker, O'Brien, and Kennedy.
Come on, Kennedy.
Good one there. North Melbourne, so the outs there. Tristan Cherry, ex-Airy, Zeri. Where we're at. He's out, is the big one. But also, Ben Mackay is suspended because he doesn't want to play against, or can't play for two teams at once.
I'm glad he's picked the Blues this week.
And Atu has been omitted, and Eddie Ford, who was a Medi sub. So coming in is Jaden Stevenson, Callum Coleman Jones. So they're going to go with Goldie and CCJ and Boner each week. We talk about.
Oh my God, Boner again
Every week. He just pops up.
He's up one week.
But that's a real in this week then.
Yeah.
Because I think he's just extended bench comes in all the time. So
He
he's
is.
actually
Well
in.
done. That's good. That's
Next
good.
week he'll be omitted because he's in the
He
22
will.
this week.
Then he'll be sub.
Sunday, we've got Collingwood and Gold Coast. So Grundy is out injured and Kruger's out injured. Into the squad, Aidan Begg is a new body. So find out about him, Cal, B-E-G-G.
Yeah,
Mason Cox,
he's not gonna play.
Oliver Henry, Trent Bianco, and Tyler Brown. So, Roy, your mate Reef is named on the extended bench.
yes.
So
Watch that.
Beggy is a 190k ruckman.
Oh,
Yes.
right.
So he probably might get a game.
He's been pleading for a game
See
for a
the-
long time.
That's good, Roy. You've got over your symptoms then, haven't you, this
Thanks.
week?
You're
Okay. Darcy McPherson is in for the Suns with Lukosius, Jai Farah, Malcolm Roses, who was a laid out, and a lot of people picked him up last week as a rookie prize player. Rory Atkins, that's only into the squad though, remember? And Corbett's out injured as well as Will Powell. Western Bulldogs and Essendon. So Anthony Scott's out, health and safety protocols. Jamara Ugle-Hagan has been omitted. Coming into the squad, Hayden Crozier, Jordan Sweet. And Latham Vandermeer, Mitch Wallace and Rourke Smith come into the squad. Bombers, no omissions despite losing. They probably could have put a few on the chopping block there.
Who would you bring in?
Nick Bryan, Tom Cutler and Zach Reid.
Prime example of what I'm saying.
Never heard of him.
Calm your farm.
Never heard of him.
Warn Dog. That'll be the next
Could be
name.
a chance. The way I trade at Masters last night, it could be a chance. Ben Hobbs named on field, Roy. So
Hobbsy. Oh, I don't have him.
No, we're Hobbsy friends.
yeah. We friends. Damn. Sydney and Brisbane.
Co-owners.
Co-owners. So we've got Paddy McCartan out. Logan McDonald is out injured. So coming in, Callum Sinclair into the, well, not into the ruck, but he's coming into the squad there. So interesting
I saw
there.
a name.
Dylan Stevens, Sam Reid, Tom Papley, and the ghost that is Will Gould. A bloke that we have in our teams every single preseason.
He
Look,
plays.
He's had some good numbers too.
Yeah.
He's been playing well.
So he may be our 190k defender option at some point.
Well, it would have been nice to go in for Paddy
Even
on
old
a
mate
different week.
Next week.
Gouldy looks at that and laughs.
He does.
He goes, "Come on, it's not happening."
I saw
What are we doing
actually
here?
some comments from the coach along the lines of, look,
How Grundy had been on the list for 5 years before getting a game or something like that.
So it was like, it's a process. You don't just get a game. It was like he's only 3 years into his career or something.
Oh my God.
I know.
And Brisbane, Kai Lohman's out injured, that ankle there. Into their squad, Devon Robinson, James Madden, Nakia Cockatoo and Tom Fullerton. So all in all, any real surprises out of that?
No real surprises.
I guess Rowan Marshall for a lot of draft owners.
a lot of draft owners.
And some people had him in Classic
There's
too.
teams that have had him in Classic and they've been going to chop, but then Ryder's gone and they keep him. And he's played well. Like, they were unlucky last week. Did you happen to see his score at halftime?
No.
It was in the 80s.
Yeah.
He was killing it.
Dominator.
Before he got that massive cork.
Right, so they're the teams.
Yeah, I think
So
We've
Super
come
Huey.
out, all right, Super Huey. It'll be a
100%.
watch. So there's Saturday night. Just make sure you've got a way to cover him. So for me, that might be that I've got Dacos in my midfield at the moment.
Yeah.
I might flick him straight away over
So you've
because
got
my
the E.
midfield bench is much better than my defensive
It's the
bench.
best advice you've given all year.
It is.
It's good work.
What are you going to do, Cam?
Josh Ward's still got to hurt people here. So
Yeah.
he's in 18% of teams still.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people who are playing him on the field.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was thinking it might hurt if you're looking to do something like Warney was talking about, hoping he would be your emergency.
Yeah, okay.
Because, I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
We are talking about a superhero, so it rarely happens.
But it is Mitch Cleary.
It's Mitch
I
that
know.
says it.
It's not
He's
his mate.
So what
No.
did he actually say? Did he say, you can see quite well? What did he actually say?
He basically
away
said
from the group, heavily strapped.
something like that. Now,
Along
basically,
those lines?
and then he likened it to Dangerfield.
And that's when
And
I
now
thought,
Dangerfield's not back.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah. Agree.
Apparently, Gaff's emergency.
joking, by the way.
Gaff's emergency.
Is that correct?
Goodness.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised.
Correct, he is. And Dixon's emergency as well, Roy.
Is he?
Yeah. So
Oh, come on. What's going on there?
It's just West Coast. They have to fill a quota with names there. They don't have
Probably.
enough available to probably do anything, do they?
Because, given their ruck situation, Dixon's a walk-up if he's fit. He was
Yeah.
doing quite well before he was...
He was.
tweaked
And
it.
Nank is going to have a day out.
He will.
He is. The only thing that'll stop Nank is his old mate taking some ruck time.
Old Ivan.
You're listening to the official AFL Fantasy Podcast. This is the Gold Diggers, thanks to Sportsbet. Conditions apply, gamble responsibly. 1-800-858-858.
Alrighty, it's back to me for our Bet with Mates group. Couple of $25 bets for this weekend to add to our Freeze MND donation, lads. I'm going Friday night, the same game multi, Richmond to win at the line.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
a 9.5 line, so that's all right. Toby Nankervis, 15 or more disposals.
He's going to have a day out.
Well, he did all right last game. And then Flostone, who's dominating in the back line. There's
Isn't he
20 or
ever?
more disposals. So that's $25 at $4.33 in that one.
I like that. Nank is probably my favourite out of
yeah.
all of those. Now, despite Soldo being named,
Yeah.
he had 21 touches versus Max last week, and he's coming up against Witches Hats.
He's coming up against
He will cover that
Stranatica.
easily. Exactly. That's why I didn't even go there.
No, I wouldn't
couldn't
say it.
pronounce it.
No.
Great tip there.
All
Doc.
right, well, Saturday I've found some goal kickers and disposal markets here to have, have a crack at because it's a big day Saturday. First game, Michael Walters, anytime goal scorer. Let's hope he can do that. He did, Roy, last week. Tim Taranto in there as well as Clayton Oliver, 30 or more disposals. Connor Rozee, 20 or more disposals. He's a bit of a poster boy at the moment in fantasy footy. And Bailey Scott, 15 or more disposals. That's $25 at $5.30.
There's 5 legs in that.
I know.
That's going to take me forever to get through.
It does take
anyway,
a bit of time.
Oliver's
I like
going to have an absolute field day there. He can have 40, I reckon. Don't forget, Mules played against them last week, and he had 37. Big one.
You can find Bet with Mates in the Sportsbet app. Start your group, bet together and share the moment. Conditions apply. For more details, see sportsbet.com.au. And as always, gamble responsibly.
Do what you want, cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
All right, Calvin. You've been informed.
Did you happen to see what my captains scored last week?
No.
Did you listen to the podcast, Roy?
No, I wouldn't have.
When?
On
Monday? Yeah, I did.
They averaged 10 of them last week, averaged 113.
And that's with a couple of poor ones in there as well.
I missed that bit. I mean, I did nod off for a section of it, but that was my illness.
It must have been the intro because he mentioned that in breaking news. So you switched off for breaking news, did you?
Yeah, it came up breaking news.
Thanks, mate.
All
would
right,
have been it.
let's get down to business because we are all looking at and loving Max Gone this week. The number one guy in the league at the moment, averaging 130 in his last 3.
I got called out for calling him the form player of the competition.
He's the form player.
How is that? How can you call that out?
They must have traded him out.
That's exactly right.
And that's
It
the
was
problem
the
with people.
only-
You can go, okay, I got that wrong.
You can.
We say we get it wrong every single
100%.
week.
He never says he
Roy.
I
gets
did
stuff
with
wrong.
Cooper. I traded him out.
Oh, yeah.
I should have held.
So, Max Gone, Hawthorn, his favourite team of all time over his career, averages 115 against them.
Oh, dear.
He's up against Max Lynch.
Oh.
Laddams last week had 107 against Lynch.
It's going to be big.
It is going to be nasty. Now, it's supposed
It
to
is
be
going
wet,
to be
Oh, so it's a
bloodbath.
legit bath.
apparently.
Oh, no.
So, a bit of water there. Won't matter. Max will have 45 plus hit outs.
Oh, yeah, I'm not worried about it.
So, he will have a big one. Anyway, in the same game, Clayton Oliver, his numbers against Hawthorn, who are, as we know, the number one easiest team for midfielders to score against. Mules last week, 162. Oliver coming off 129. In his last 3 against the Hawks, listen to this, 126, 121, 145.
Struggling.
It is going to be. That could be Callum Mules
And they're
territory.
easier than
yeah,
that.
they're easier than that.
Oh, dear.
Chucking Jack Steele, he plays up at Kazali where he had 133 last year. He had 149 last year against Port. He's been okay. So he's gone over 110 in his last 3 games.
Yeah.
He's just not getting those big scores that we
but
really, really
he has
wanted.
been safe.
He has.
Yeah.
So is Josh Dunkley, 138 last week. Here's the thing for you, though. Couple of things. Last year against Essendon, 53, and before that, a 58.
Yeah.
But
Very
you never
interesting.
know with him, with
No.
his history. Was he coming back from an injury then?
100%.
Or did he get injured in that?
Because he was
So-
never good after he came back from his injury last year.
So that's one. Callum Mules, he might be a bit of a hot target this week, coming off his 162.
Whoa.
He had 121 against Brisbane last year. Here's a couple of guys just to keep an eye on. Lockie Neal against Sydney, 68 last year. Hasn't hit a ton in his last 5 against Sydney.
Really?
Nasty.
Gee, he saved himself for the second time this year in the last quarter.
He did.
last
So
week.
and the other one there is Andrew Brayshaw against Geelong in Geelong. Tough matchup. He will be tagged by O'Connor.
Right.
Has to be.
He just keeps getting it done, doesn't he?
He still gets it done, but he will
You wouldn't put a C on him.
You would not put a Sam, but he plays nice and early on the Saturday. So for myself, I will be going with Max as my vice captain, just to have a look, rolling into Jack Steele on the Saturday night.
Well, I looked at your list, Cow,
Yeah.
and I'm going to do the same because we've got Paddy McCartan on the Sunday last game. So
Yes.
that's the best
So we
way
can
to
have a
go,
look at
I
a lot
think.
of teams then.
Yep. I guess the only thing with that, you'll just have to be very aware of what you're doing with your bench there in your back line, making sure if you are taking that, if Hewitt has to stay in your back line, that's another little stress.
That is a great tip as well by you, because it is only a matter of time till chasing a captain is going to cost someone a donut
Because
without
like,
the emergency.
even if it has to be, like, and we don't love it, but if it had to be Sam DeConning coming on, he plays the first game on Saturday.
Yes.
So that could screw up your loophole there.
Big time.
But he's going to be your emergency,
Yeah.
obviously.
So then how are you going to work
Well,
with...
you won't be able to use Paddy McCartan.
Yeah.
You'll have to go in another area.
Well, you can, because if Hewitt was out and you put in McCartan on, so you got 2 blokes out, but you'd have to still save an emergency to have 2 emergencies in the back line. Does that
You
make
are
sense?
confusing the guts out of everybody right now, dog.
It's all right. I'm
If I was
sorry
you-
I've got a high fantasy IQ.
Use an emergency in a different position.
dear.
You can. Who will that be?
Well, you'll find someone.
Brody Grundy.
Need for
Hold it.
Mead. When's he play?
Mead for speed.
All right,
plays
so real quick ones then,
Saturday
boys.
night.
Scenarios for our Grundy stuff. We'll talk about that on the Friday video on afl.com.au. But for us, we've got Bruce in R3.
Yeah.
So that's meaning we can go Grundy to another position. So
Correct.
What we can do, and we've also all got Hayes. You've got Hayes too.
Got
Cal?
Hayes, yes.
Got Hayes. So Hayes will come from utility into
R3.
R3. Bruce will go on, and Grundy then can become someone else, whoever that'll be.
Do you know
Who
the
is that
blessing in
someone
disguise
else?
there is I didn't like having him in utility.
No.
It
No.
really
Oh, yeah.
blocked a
didn't
lot
ever.
of flexibility throughout
It
the
was
team.
to the point where I was going, geez, I might have to trade Bruce.
Yes.
Soon.
To get that
Just to
utility spot back.
Get the flexibility.
Yeah,
But now,
100%.
we've been kissed by a Brody Grundy.
No,
set and forget
it was
injury.
just well thought out.
Oh, is that
Seriously,
right?
it was well thought out, just quietly.
Yeah, it was.
He's
I
been
remember you
saying
talking
this for ages.
has.
And people think I'm smug. I'm just smart. I'm just a genius at this game. No, it really sucks because that set and forget,
dear.
to die on that hill, which I was willing to do.
Yes.
Thing is, Grundy
I
did
saw
well.
that term he's been using too.
What?
Dying on a hill.
Yeah, I don't know why are you on a hill?
I don't know why he's...
Two big Max and
Would you
Grundys.
go on the hill if you knew you were going to die? Stop going on the hill.
I know. I don't understand why he's been dying on this hill. It's like with his banana thing in his head the other
He
week.
doesn't
right.
get on a little path.
Let's help some people out here with their trades. Names that we've been talking about this week.
dear.
Connor Rosie, Roy.
Disgusting.
You're doing it though.
I am. Well, yep, I'm getting him in. And it's a recipe for disaster.
Isn't it? Yes.
It's just whether it fails week 1 or week 3 or somewhere in between, week 2. The thing is with him, his body doesn't hold up. That must be the only reason he hasn't been thrown into the midfield earlier.
Yep.
Is he's always got foot, ankle,
Yeah.
all those types of things. He's only in there because Hinkley was so under the pump that he had to do something. So anyway, he's been thrown in. The first week, there was no Ollie Wines. That's where his CBAs came from. Second week, soft as butters, wasn't going anywhere near a contest in the midfield. Once again, he's gifted all those CBAs.
Yep.
They could dry up.
Look, and they probably will. It's Rosie. You know what he's going to do.
Yeah, he'll be limping at quarter time and he won't be in the rotation. However, the 2 times he's been given the opportunity in there, he's probably been their best player.
Yep.
I'm just going to ride the fact that he's there until something happens.
I'd love to have the faith to do it for a month.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, I think it's a good 1 month run.
Yeah.
But
Now
a week like this shows you why you can't necessarily do something like that.
Let's not forget why I delisted him in draft.
And Cal picked him up.
Yeah, the scores to start the year. Do you know what he opened with? Do you know what he opened the season with?
I'm looking at it.
It was a 20-something from
21.
memory. I had that on my ground.
Yeah.
So the relationship's not good here. I think he went 20, 40, 40, 50. See ya.
In his first 4 games, he never got over 55.
This is what I mean.
Yeah.
This is what he can
Now,
do.
last week, though, when he had his 119,
Yeah.
8 Port Adelaide guys scored over 110.
Yes.
So there were points.
There were points except for one player, but there were points to be had.
Yep.
It was a free-for-all.
Okay.
So you're
that is
definitely doing
glorified.
it?
Yeah, I'm doing
Or
it.
are you doing a dog, where you throw out a name like this and don't follow
Hey,
through?
I said it Monday morning.
If I don't do
punched it in
something,
the notes.
Cal, if I don't do something that I've said earlier on,
Here we go.
it'll always be on social media because I look after the followers, unlike you who just don't like people.
I do like people.
No, you don't.
I've
Just
seen,
not you.
Do you know what? I've seen a lot of people posting them once they've succeeded.
Exactly.
That's happening a lot lately.
Yeah.
That's the definition of smug.
That is smug.
Now, I don't do that. I rarely pull off a good trade.
If you did,
Yeah, well, one will come one day.
let's see one around
Maybe
round
this week.
14.
Maybe this week.
All right. Now, the other name there that you could throw in is Kadeem Coleman.
Yes, I
Bit
like
cheaper,
this.
So, a couple of $100,000 cheaper, basically.
It's like less risky given that saving.
It does.
He's got the defender forward status, which could be
Flexibility.
handy.
100%.
in all of this.
8 marks last week.
It's not a name that we've randomly plucked
No,
either.
he would have started in our team.
He
if
would
he
have
was playing round
started.
one.
He would have started instead of Miller. Remember those days.
Trying to forget him.
So it was not favourable conditions for someone that needs 8 marks to score their 80, but he took the 8 marks,
Yeah.
eased back in to some extent, didn't hit 70% game time.
Yep.
That's only going up. His
Agreed.
name's not Matt Crouch. No. Is it? So,
My worry's SCG this week.
right, that's
But-
not ideal.
No, but
It's a tough matchup.
it's a tough matchup. But Hawk defenders didn't do too bad on the weekend.
He's under 400k.
Oh yeah, it's
The
low
risk is minimal.
There's less risk than Rosie.
Big time.
Agree.
For the dollar difference.
100%.
It's there because that could be your Tristan Sherry down, which would get you the coin to
Who?
go.
Who?
Ex-Erie.
Thank you.
To
God, don't confuse us,
go
mate.
from because the ideal thing to do if you don't have Max gone is to go Grundy to gone. You need 100k to do that. So you're not doing that.
So you're big on gone this year.
You're
aren't
not going from
like you wouldn't have traded him out or anything. No.
apparently.
Sorry.
How
keep
many more
going.
times can I say it? But if you're going, hopefully he doesn't get COVID. That's the issue.
That'll be a bloody issue.
Well,
Imagine that.
well, the fact that Luke
Hayes will
Jackson
come
has
on.
it, they would be rubbing against shoulders at training all the time.
and like he's safe from everyone else sneezing in that because they're way down.
Yeah, yeah.
If big Jacko lets one go,
So, trying to get back on track here,
Sorry,
that obvious thing would be going up from Grundy to gone. If you don't have the cash, well, getting Rosie wouldn't be an option from ex-Erie. So, going down to old mate, where am I talking about? Kadeem Coleman could be where you get that cash from. Or, Cow, you're actually going ex-Erie down to Greg Clark is your plan at this point.
Clarky.
Yeah, Clark comes in.
So you're going to have a fair bit of cash next week, which will be nice.
Bulk coin. I'm just thinking
He
about
going
this,
big.
how Max doesn't get COVID because he's so tall and the sneezers don't get him.
Yeah.
Imagine the sneezers going over Bowie's head.
The red hair would repel it, I reckon.
Straight over his head.
I thought he was a sure thing.
Yeah.
He's good. He's too good. He's so quick. You dodge it. You'd see the little particles running. And do you see
Do you
him
know
out on the
what?
ground? Jeez, he moves well.
See, this is the thing that is really annoying. He a couple of weeks ago said he was the worst player
Yeah.
he'd
He
ever
scored me
seen.
30.
And now all of a sudden he's so quick, he's zippy, and he says it so excited.
He's dodging COVID particles now.
Far out.
he is.
I'll tell you what, it felt like I felt sick every time
So do I,
because he went hard late.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's do some more questions.
Right.
Stop giving me...
Because we're nearly out of time.
We
Dog.
are nearly out of
Right.
time. It's nearly
So-
March time.
Not giving you
Jackies are
crap.
on
I
the
just
march.
hate when you
Short,
succeed.
short answers. Go.
Right, Mules or Oliver?
Oliver.
Oliver.
Yeah.
Oliver. Yeah.
COVID Oliver.
Yeah. Which is why I went Petrarca last week. But
Oliver gets to do what Mills did last week.
Yeah, he does.
Feast.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Uncontrollably.
The thing is, though, the difference in that, though, is that if you think Mules, you need him, you kind of got to get him this week, though, because his price is going up.
You know how we always look for things to split? Like we look at the buys.
Yep.
If it comes down to splitting two premiums, which buy works better? We seriously need to start making a note of who's had COVID as a 50-50 splitter.
yeah.
Because that's a thing at
It
the
is.
moment.
Definitely is.
If one of them had it and the other hadn't,
Yep.
that's which way I'd say. But Oliver.
Right, Cal, there's something on your face. Massive dead rat.
Yeah, it's me new rat.
Rat test.
Me holiday rat.
Russell wants to know Rao to Clark, so going down to Clark, and then X-Area up to Dunkley.
Yeah.
Oh, massive tick.
Goodness me, haven't you got... Oh, and you've kept playing without Dunkley.
Well done. Here's the question. Would you
Well
feel
done.
comfortable with Greg Clark on your field this week like he obviously will?
Yeah, and then there's that question about would you play him over some other guys?
Yeah.
I would. He's a tackler. Like, he's going to have a pretty decent baseline of a score. So, Hobbs versus Clark. Hobbs' second half was 6 points. But
His first half was 40.
40,
That was
yeah.
good.
Don't
Look,
know.
the thing is...
Greg Clark's 26 or
Look,
whatever.
Greg Clark's making his debut
25.
and he's $1.20 for their BNF. So you back him in.
Thing is with Clark, he plays on Friday night. So that's something you really need to think about.
Yeah.
Surely you can just
Could you loop that?
emergency him.
You could
and
loop that.
Have a
If you've
little
got that
look.
option.
If you've got Mead for speed and that, so
You
you
would
could.
have someone like
You've
Meady.
got someone like that. Yeah.
Potentially. Butters to Coleman. Would you be getting rid of Butters? Or are you going to forgive him for his sickness?
You are keeping Butters.
You're keeping Butters.
You're keeping the name there. Can I just say one thing about that looping we were talking about?
Yep.
This is how much faith I have in rookies. I took a looped 53 in the midfield last week
Wow.
from Macomb. Like, that's where I'm at. So sometimes people message me asking, should I take the 65 from a rookie? I take 50s.
Yeah.
So where does
Like-
Macomb sit in that conversation?
So
Clark over
head
Macomb?
to head, I think so.
I would agree, yes.
Yeah. Just
Yep.
because he's more important to that team.
I was choosing Hobbs over him as well last week, and I probably still would feel comfortable in
I
doing
think
that.
so. I think Clarkey is more likely to be thrown on the ball
Agree.
and say, get the pill.
He's 24 years old. He's playing for his career.
Yeah,
He's got to be good.
I think he should be fine.
Yep.
The question here was Laddams. Is he an option? I'm going to say
wouldn't do
no,
it, but-
because last week he played against Max Lynch and had his ton. Week before he had a ton against
And he does this.
against West Coast.
Remember last year?
But who have they brought in? Didn't they
And
bring
Cal
someone in?
Sinclair's come in.
Sinclair could, well,
Well, he's
may
either
play,
in
don't
or
know.
he's very close. So it's a no.
I just couldn't do it.
Hickey's 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yep.
as
It's a no.
well.
So
So-
Laddams is a no.
Yep.
It is, but don't be surprised at what he's doing. Can you remember last year we said bring him in for a 3-week hit for
Yep.
power when he was really cheap?
Yeah.
And people did it, and they were like, bang, 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 100,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
flicked him. So that's still a play if
It
Sinclair's
is.
not...
And he's up against Big Oscar, who is quite a good ruck. So I'm still a no.
All right, Andrew, too risky to put Stranatica on ground?
Look, depends how desperate times are.
Now, that's another question here. I don't know if anyone's asked it, but if they don't have Hayes, Stranatica, cheaper, would you do that?
Hayes is still your horse, I think.
Hayes, yeah.
Look,
for your bench to
Yeah.
make coin and will be playing
He's
for
there for
10
the rest
weeks.
of the
Yep.
year, basically. So,
Yep.
yeah, you probably do that. Stranatica's, his matchup this week is frightening.
So it's kind of like if people are needing to play him, because you might have to prioritise your trades. If you've got someone on your bench in the ruck that's playing and you've got spot fires elsewhere, you could hold Grundy for this week, for example, and have to do that.
So look, just to field a decent team, you're spot on. But if you've got last week's score sitting there and Hayes got like 77, don't expect that.
Remember, he got 47 points from hit-outs out of that 77. That's not happening again.
But he
not
went-
against Ryder.
He
wouldn't
went
think
up.
so.
He went up 50K last week.
Yeah.
Okay. I think he's got to make more coin than.
Oh, he is. And he's
Stranatica.
probably got better job security than Stranatica.
Yeah,
Agree.
and you want him in your team. I'm just saying, don't expect the 77.
No, of course not.
No.
But some people might just have to take
Oh,
that.
100%. He's as good a chance to get 50 as any of these other.
Tristram, this is my question too. Rank Rosie and 200K or De Goey or Parker in that conversation as well? De Goey over Parker?
Yes.
But would you take De Goey over Rosie and 200? That's where my
Yes.
head's going.
I would.
Because 200 would allow me to go a Jason Horne-Francis up to a big dog
It's a proper upgrade.
next week.
I am not having a year where I stress about people like a Rosie.
Yeah.
That's my thing this year. I'm not touching that.
If it used to be Xeri sitting there and now it's Rosie sitting there,
Yeah,
they're
okay.
equally as stressful. They're
Yep,
just both
agree.
nothing.
I would be going, you know me, dog, straight to the top. I'd be going the GOAT.
Right.
Well, I do like that as well.
Yep.
I was
He's their number one
surprised.
mid.
He is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's centre bouncer there.
There's
Yeah.
no reason why he can't now turn it on like he did last year and do exactly what he did.
Yeah, you're right.
Libber, now that he's back in the centre bouncers,
Well, that's
10 tackles,
interesting as well.
127.
Yeah.
He was their number one man
What's
last
his
week.
price?
He
I should have a look at that.
Gosh, they're unpredictable.
Dog Libber is 7.45.
Same as De Goat.
Yeah.
Far out.
Oh, yeah, I'm still GOAT over Libber.
I'm Goat over Liver too,
Yeah.
but you actually
But
don't
he's an
see
option.
Goat hit 127
No.
very often. He hits his 90 to 105.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm Goat.
Yep.
Right, okay. I think we'll finish this up now because we've got to go and
We
get on the
have
march.
to march.
We got to go. Yeah.
All right, Josh Griffiths, just his comment here, just listening to the Trader, so I know not what to do.
Great. Thanks, mate. Let's end on that positive note. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in.
Oh,
Make sure
why'd you say that?
catch all of our content
Got feelings, mate.
on afl.com.au, the AFL Live app where you can catch all the scores and all the teams and everything you need to do as a fantasy coach. Download that if you haven't got it. But AFL, what's your article
Fantasy
called?
ready, mate.
Fantasy ready.
Oh, and she will be. Don't you worry
It
about
will
that.
be ready.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow at some point.
Listen,
and our video. We'll get on it.
We said not to trade out the informed player of the competition
Don't.
coming off back-to-back 79s.
Don't bite Adam Roy.
One of the few that said that.
And they did it.
Like that.
I bet if I sat that bloke down and had a chat to him, he'd actually hate Warney, not us.
Oh, true.
No, you make people hate me. I'm actually a really nice human being.
All right.
Oh,
Wrap it up.
you're
Let's
not.
go.
You're
To
just
you guys.
Smug turd.
All right. We got stuff to do.
Calm your